My dear students and viewers, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my online class. I am Murshida Imam, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Govt Shahid, Suhrawardy College, Dhaka. My dear students of Honours Second Year, Department of English, how are you? Hope you are fine and enjoying your online classes. Today I will continue a class for you. My dear students, you know we are continuing a class on the topic The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Coleridge. In the continuation of our class, today we will read part 5 of the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Coleridge. In part 4, we have seen that when the ancient mariner felt love for the water snakes, that is the creatures of God, and blessed them, he could pray, and the dead albatross fell off from his neck automatically. So you see that the ancient mariner got relief of his punishment. And now we will start reading part 5 of the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Please get ready with your textbook. Now go to part 5 of the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, stanza 1. Part 5, stanza 1. Oh, sleep, it is a gentle thing, beloved from pole to pole. To Mary Queen the praise be given. She sent the gentle sleep from heaven that slid into my soul. You see here the mariner is finally able to sleep, a restful and peaceful sleep. It is because he sees the beauty in nature and has come to appreciate all living things. So you see here now he can sleep, and he is saying that he must praise Virgin Mary, that is Mary Queen, that means Mother of Jesus Christ, that is Virgin Mary. He must praise Virgin Mary for her kindness, because she sent him gentle sleep from heaven, and it has entered his soul and he fell asleep. So that's all about stanza 1 of part 5. Now go to stanza 2. The silly buckets on the deck that had so long remained, I dreamed that they were filled with dew, and when I awoke, it rained. Here, my dear students, you see that after feeling love for the creatures of God, the nature had changed, totally changed. That is, now he could pray, now he could sleep, and now what can he do? Now he can also see that out of thirst he couldn't speak at all, but now what happened? It rained. Okay, so you see the ancient man is saying that the simple buckets on the deck had remained empty for a long period, but he dreamed that they were filled with dew, and when he woke up, he found that it was actually raining. Okay, so you see here blessings of nature after feeling love for the creation of God. My dear students, now go to stanza 3, the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, part 5. Okay, go to stanza 3, part 5. My lips are wet, my throat was cold, my garments all are dank. Sure, I had drunken in my dreams, and still my body drunk. Here, the ancient man is saying that his lips are wet with rain water. Okay, and his throat was cool, and his dresses were also all wet because of rain, you see, and he had surely drunk water in sleep, and his body still absorbed some rain water. Actually here the ancient mariner is describing what happened after rain. Okay, now go to stanza 4. Okay, part 5, stanza 4. I moved and could not feel my limbs. I was so light almost. I thought that I had died in sleep and was a blessed ghost. Okay, my dear students, here the ancient mariner was sharing his feeling that he walked and his feet were so light that he could not feel any weight in them. Okay, after sleeping and after waking up, he felt that he could not feel any weight in them. That is, he thought that he had died during his sleep and was therefore a happy ghost. He became a happy ghost at that time. It was his feelings after sleeping. Okay, here we can explain it in this way that now he is guilt free. Okay, that is, now he confessed his guilt and he felt love for the creatures of God. So now he is guilt free, and so he felt that his limbs, that is, he became so light. Now he is not so heavy. Okay, he is guilt free now, and so he is light. Okay, now go to stanza 5. And soon I heard a roaring wind. It did not come near, but with its sound it shook the sails that were so thin and sheer. Here you see that the ancient mariner soon heard the roaring sound of the wind. Though it did not come near, it shook the thin, dry and withered sails of the ship. Okay, that is, here we got an idea that a roaring wind is coming. Okay, though it didn't come near, but what did it do? Yes, it shook the thin, dry and withered sails of the ship. Okay, now go to stanza 6. The upper air burst into life, and 100 fireflies shone. To and fro they were hurried about, and to and fro, and in and out. The one stars danced between. Okay, my dear students, here you see repetition, the to and fro, and again to and fro. Okay, and here the mariner continued that the upper air soon burst into life, and innumerable beautiful flashes of fire were seen flying to and fro, and among them pale and sickly stars are also seen dancing to and fro, in and out. Okay, it's a very nice description of nature. Okay, now go to stanza 7. And the coming wind did roar more loud, and the sails did sigh like says, and the rain poured down from one black cloud. The moon was at its edge. Okay, a very beautiful image you see. Here you see that the approaching wind began to roar louder than earlier. Okay, and its roaring sound made the sails sigh like says. Soon it rained heavily from one black cloud. And what did the moon do? Yes, the moon shone at its border. Okay, though it was raining heavily, started raining heavily from one black cloud, the moon shone at its border. That is, the moon was at its edge. That is, the moon shone at its border. A very beautiful image of nature. Okay, now go to stanza 8. The thick black cloud was cleft, and still the moon was at its side, like waters shot from some high crag. The lightning fell with never a jack, a river steep and wide. Please mark these lines, my dear students. These lines are important for explanation. Here we find a beautiful simile. Okay, use of simile here. Here we see that soon the thick dark cloud got split into two parts, and the moon, what did the moon do? The moon still shone at its border, and from inside the split cloud there fell down an unbroken sheet of lighting like a waterfall. Okay, my dear students, mark it. It's a use of simile here. That is, it's compared with what? Like a waterfall descending from some high, rough and steep rock. Okay, and in appearance it looked like a wide river descending with great inclination. Okay, now go to stanza 9. Here, my dear students, stanza 9 is remarkable for supernatural event. Okay, the you see from here of this from this stanza, okay, of part 5, we'll see that the part 5 is full of supernatural events and incidents. And here it starts from stanza 9. Okay, the loud wind never reached the ship, yet now the ship moved on. Beneath the lightning and the moon, the dead men gave ground. Mark this line, my dear students. These are also very important for explanation, okay, and treatment of supernatural elements. Okay, when answering the question, you have to mention those lines. Okay, that is the what happened here. The roaring wind never struck the sails of the ship. Okay, yet the ship began to sail on. So it's a supernatural event. You see, to move a ship need what wind, na? Okay, but the loud wind never reached the ship. That is, the roaring wind never struck the sails of the ship, yet the ship began to sail on. And soon what happened? Another supernatural event, my dear students. Here you see that soon the dead mariners made a sound of ground. You know, a dead person can never make a sound, but here what did you see? Yes, what do you see here? Yes, the dead mariners made a sound of ground under the influence of the lightning and the moon. Okay, so supernaturalism here remarkable. Okay, and then go to stanza 10. The ground they stirred, they all uprose, nor spake nor moved their eyes. It had been strange, even in a dream, to have seen those dead men rise. My dear students, a horrible image, and here we see that all of the dead mariners came back to life. Okay, it's also treatment of supernatural event. Okay, so mark those lines, please. These lines are also important for explanation and also for quotation while answering the question, that is treatment of supernatural elements. Okay, my dear students, they mean here the dead mariners. Okay, all of the dead mariners, the shipmates of the dead shipmates of the ancient mariner. What did they do? Yes, the shipmates ground, their bodies stirred, and all of them stood up. Okay, but they neither spoke nor moved their eyes. So it's a very horrible image. Okay, and treatment of supernatural incident is remarkable here. That is, it would be strange to see those dead mariners rise and work. Even in a dream, it's impossible. Okay, my dear student, but nothing to speak of seeing them rise in real life. Okay, so the ancient mariner became astonished to see this scenario. Okay, my dear students, that's all about the stanza 1 to 10. Okay, now my dear students, go to stanza 11 of part 5 of the poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The helmsman steered, the ship moved on, yet never a breeze up blew. The mariners all gan work the ropes, where they were wont to do. They raised their limbs like lifeless tools. We were a costly crew. Okay, these are also supernatural events. And the students, you see, that is the steersman, the helmsman. What did they do? They began to steer the ship, and it began to move, though even a breeze was not blowing. So it's a supernatural event. You see, all other shipmates began to work on ropes. Okay, they used their hands and legs like lifeless tools. Okay, mark this word, lifeless tools. The fact was that they were death-like crew. They were death-like crew, that is ghastly crew. And another supernatural event here, you see, the body of my brother's son stood by me, knee to knee. The body and I pulled at one rope, but he said not to me. And this is stanza number 12. And here you see the body of his nephew, that is brother's son, that is the ancient mariner's nephew. What did he do? The body of his nephew stood beside him. And what happened? Both of them were working at the same rope. That is, the ancient mariner and his nephew were working at the same rope, but he did not talk to him at all. Okay, it's also a supernatural event, my dear students. Mark it. Then go to stanza 13. I fear the ancient mariner become the wedding guest. It was not those souls that played in pain, which to their courses came again, but a troop of spirits blessed. Here again we see that the wedding guest again got afraid of the appearance of the ancient mariner's appearance. Okay, got afraid of the appearance of the ancient mariner. And what did the ancient mariner do? Yes, he assured the wedding guest, saying that he asked him to be calm, okay, and told him not to be afraid of him. That is, the souls working on the ship were not the dead mariner's souls, okay. Then who were they? Yes, they were that flayed their bodies in pain, okay. Actually they were a host of blessed spirits. That is, the souls working on the ship are not the dead mariner's souls, okay, that flayed their bodies in pain. Actually they were who were they? Actually they were a host of blessed spirits, okay, host of blessed spirits. That is, a troop of spirits blessed. Then go to stanza 14. For when it dawned, they dropped their arms and clustered round the mast. Sweet sounds rose slowly through their mouths and from their bodies passed. Here a fine description of the scenario, that is a fine image we find here. That is, at dawn what happened? They stopped working and gathered together round the mast. They worked at night, but at dawn what did they do? They stopped working and gathered together round the mast. And what did they do? What happened then? Then sweet sounds passed through their bodies and issued out of their mouths slowly. Okay, it's also a description of supernatural event. Okay, then go to stanza 15. Around flew each sweet sound, then darted to the sun. Slowly the sounds came back again, now mixed, now one by one. Okay, very fine description here you see. That is, what happened here? Then each sweet sound travelled around and then shot forth towards the sun. And what happened? Gradually the sounds came back again, and some of them came back having mixed together, and others returned one by one. Okay, a nice description of sweet sounds here. Okay, then go to stanza 16. Sometimes a dropping from the sky, I heard the skylark sing. Sometimes all little birds that are, how they seemed to fill the sea and air with their sweet jargoning. Okay, my dear students, here we find the description of a very nice atmosphere. Okay, sweet sounds. Sometimes the ancient mariner heard the skylark's song. Okay, skylark's song. You know, a skylark is a little bird. Okay, and it could sing well. Okay. So sometimes he heard the skylark song dropping from the sky, okay, and sometimes he heard the chirping of all little birds, okay, and they seemed to feel the atmosphere of the sea and the air with their sweet song of mixed notes. Okay, that means jargoning, sweet jargoning. Then go to stanza 17. And now it was like all instruments, now like a lonely flute, and now it is an angel's song that makes the heavens be mute. Okay, mark those lines please, very very important for explanation. That is, how do you see here? That is, those sounds, those sweet sounds seemed like the music of all the musical instruments played on together. And next moment there was a single sound like that of a single flute. Another moment, the sound passed as an angel's song that caused the heavens to be silent. Okay, the beautiful description of song which the ancient mariner heard there. Okay, then here we find simile here. Okay, the music was compared with what, like a lonely flute, and now and with angel's song. Okay, in this way. Then go to stanza 18. It ceased, yet still the sails made on a pleasant noise till noon, a noise like of a hidden brook in the leafy month of June, that to the sleeping woods all night sings a quiet tune. Here also we find use of simile. Okay, then what happened? Then the music came to an end, but the sails of the ship also kept on making a sweet noise till noon. Okay, the noise was like that of a small stream hidden in the woods and singing a quiet tune to the sleeping woods all night in the month of leafy June. So here we see a very fine simile. Okay, natural, very nice image and the description of nature. Then go to stanza 19. Till noon we quietly sailed on, yet never a breeze did breathe. Slowly and smoothly went the ship, moved onward from beneath. So here you see that that is the ship sailed on quietly till noon, though no breeze blew at all. Okay, there was no breeze, but the ship was moving on, and the ship sailed on smoothly and slowly as if some force propelled it under the bottom. Okay, so it's also a treatment of natural treatment of supernatural event. Okay, then go to stanza 20. Under the keel 9 fathom deep, from the land of mist and snow, the spirit slid, and it was he that made the ship to go. The sails at noon left off their tune, and the ship stood still also. Here, my dear students, we see that the spirit from the land of mist and snow had moved quietly 9 fathoms deep. Okay, here again, once again, the repetition of the word 9 fathom deep. Okay, under the bottom of the ship, and it was that spirit that caused the ship to sail on without a wind. Okay, the without a wind, the why the ship was moving on. Why was the ship moving? Yes, because of that spirit of which came from the land of mist and snow. Okay, and now at noon the sails ceased making their noisy tune, and the ship came to a standstill. Okay, that's all about stanza 11 to stanza from stanza 11 to 20. Now, my dear students, go to stanza 21 of part 5 of the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The sun right up above the mast had fixed her to the ocean, but in a minute she began stir. She began, that means here began, okay? She began stir with a short uneasy motion, backwards and forwards, half her length, with a short uneasy motion. Okay, here we see that is the at the time what happened? The sun shone exactly over the mast, and it seemed that the sun had fixed the ship to the ocean. But in a minute, what happened? It started moving again with a short, unsmooth motion. First it moved forward and then backwards, half her length, and then forward again with the same uneasy motion. That is the here we see the description of the moving of the ship. How was the ship moving? Okay, then go to stanza 22. Then like a pawing horse let go, she made a sudden bound. It flung the blood into my head, and I fell down in a swoon. My dear students, mark those lines please. Those lines are very, very important. Here we find a simile once again. Okay, what happened then? The sheep then suddenly made a bouncing movement, okay, like a pawing horse. That is pawing horse, that means the horse having paws, okay. Paws means that is the foot of an animal that is with claws or nails, okay. So here the sheep is compared with a pawing horse, okay. Very nice simile here. And what happened then? When the sheep made a bouncing movement suddenly, like a pawing horse, like a horse having paws, what happened? The sudden movement made him, that is made the ancient mariner, feel giddy, and he fainted and fell, okay. The ancient mariner fainted, okay, in a swoon, that means he fainted, he lost his sense, you see. Then go to stanza 23. How long in that same feet I lay, I have not to declare, okay. Then mentioned mariner doesn't know how long he remained in the swoon, okay. And what was he saying? That is, but ere my living life returned, I heard and in my soul discerned two voices in the air, okay. Then in his subconscious mood, okay, what did he hear? He heard two voices in the air, as if he had a dream, and understood what they said, okay. Then once again, treatment of supernatural elements, supernatural event, okay, that is the conversation. We will see the conversation between two spirits, okay, two voices. Then go to stanza 24. Is it he? Quoth one. Is this the man by him who died on cross? With his cruel bow he laid full low the harmless albatross. Okay, my dear students, here we see the first voice asked the other voice, that is whether he was the guilty man, okay. He means here the ancient mariner, that is whether he was the guilty man, and swearing by Christ, okay, by him who died on cross, here refers to Christ, okay, Jesus Christ. So swearing by Christ, the voice added that he had killed the innocent albatross, that is the ancient mariner, or that man had killed the innocent albatross with his cruel bow, okay. Here we find an internal rhyme, that is, with his cruel bow he laid full low, bow low, okay. Here we find an internal use of internal rhyme, okay. And the first voice, here is at stanza 24 we see the voice of the first voice was asking the question to the other, okay. And now go to stanza 25. The spirit who breathed by himself in the land of mist and snow, he loved the bird that loved the man who shot him with his bow. This stanza is also we find that it is also told by the first voice, that is the voice further said that the spirit that lives alone in the region of mist and snow loved the bird, that is loved the albatross, and the bird loved the mariner also. But what did the mariner do? The mariner shot him with his crossbow. Though the albatross loved the mariner, the mariner shot him with his crossbow. And all the stanza 24 and 25, here we see the voice of first one, okay. Then the last stanza of part 5, that is 26th stanza, and it's the last stanza of part 5 of the poem, the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The other was a softer voice, as soft as honey dew. Quoth he, the man hath penance done, and penance more will do. Okay, here softer voice, that is the second voice. Here softer voice means the spirit of justice, okay, spirit of knowledge. Okay, here what was he saying? Yes, he was here once again we find the use of simile. Okay, the softer voice, that is the second voice, the spirit of justice was compared with what? As soft as honey dew. Okay, so here once again we find the use of simile. The other voice was softer than the first one. Okay, so what was it is saying? It was as sweet as honeydew. Okay, the voice of the second one was as sweet as honeydew. And it said that the man had already done a good penance. That is, the ancient mariner had already done a good penance and would do more in the future. That is, his suffering isn't yet over. Okay, that's all about part 5 of the poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Now, my dear students, it's time to give you homework. Okay, write down the homework, please. Write a critical appreciation on part 5 of the poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Okay, my dear students, no more today. Hope all of you will do your homework. Then in our next class, we will read part 6 of the poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Till then, goodbye. Allah Hafiz.